Most people design their weeks reactively. They open Monday morning with a rough sense of what needs to happen and then spend 5 days responding to whatever arrives. The urgent displaces the important. The meeting that was added without asking takes the slot that was meant for deep work. The email that needs a reply absorbs the 30 minutes that was supposed to belong to the project that matters most. By Friday the week is over and the things that were actually important, the work that would have moved the needle, the relationships that deserved attention, the practices that sustain energy and clarity, remain undone. Not because the week was wasted. Because it was never designed. I used AI to design my ideal week from first principles. Not from productivity advice. Not from someone else's template. From my own values, my own energy patterns, and an honest account of what I have consistently sacrificed in the weeks that felt like survival rather than intention. And then I built the systems to actually live it. Welcome to Tech Talk Tech. We upload every single day with fresh AI strategies. Subscribe now and hit the bell so you never miss tomorrow's video. The design session started with a question I had never seriously asked myself before. What would a genuinely good week feel like, not just a productive one? Most people optimize for productivity. Output. Tasks completed. Projects advanced. But productivity is a means, not an end. A week can be highly productive and feel deeply unsatisfying because it contained none of the things that actually matter to the person living it. I gave Claude a different brief. Not what I need to accomplish each week. What a week would have to contain to feel genuinely good by Friday evening, not just done, but good. I described the work that energizes me and the work that depletes me, the relationships that deserve more of my time than they currently receive. The practices that produce my best thinking. The physical and recovery habits that my most demanding weeks consistently sacrifice. And the specific things that have been present in my best weeks over the past year and absent in my worst ones. Claude produced a values inventory from this description, a clear articulation of the 6 things that matter most to my experience of a week. Not the 6 most productive things. The 6 things whose presence makes the week feel well lived. The values inventory became the design brief for everything that followed. Building the ideal week architecture. With the values inventory in hand, I asked Claude to help me design a week architecture that honored all 6 values simultaneously rather than trading them off against each other. The most important structural decision was protecting time for the things that get sacrificed first. The deep work that requires sustained concentration. The relationships that deserve real presence rather than rushed attention. The recovery practices that keep energy consistent across the week rather than burning brightly for 3 days and dimming for 4. Claude mapped a default week template, not a rigid schedule but a clear architecture. Which mornings were protected for deep work? Which evenings were protected from work entirely? Which specific slots belong to relationships, to physical practice, to the kind of unstructured thinking time that my best ideas have consistently required? The template was not aspirational. It was honest about the constraints, the meetings that could not be moved, the commitments that could not be changed, the realities of a professional life that does not fully bend to ideal design. Within those constraints, it found the maximum space available for what matters most. The gap analysis. When I placed the ideal week template beside a typical recent week, the gap was significant. Not in the obvious places. I had assumed the gap would be about working too much. The actual gaps were more specific and more actionable. I was consistently sacrificing the transition time between work and evening. The 30 minutes that should have been a genuine decompression, a walk, our non-screen activity, a deliberate shift from work mode to present mode, was being filled with low-value reactive work that neither mattered professionally nor allowed genuine rest. I was treating relationship time as interruptible. The dinner that was technically on the schedule was being attended while still mentally in the previous meeting. The presence was physical but not actual. And I was front-loading the week with the most demanding work and leaving Friday for whatever remained, which meant the end of the week was consistently spent on the least important tasks with the least available energy. 3 specific gaps. Each one addressable with a specific structural change rather than a vague intention to do better. The protection system. The design is only useful if it survives contact with a real week. And real weeks bring calendar invites, urgent requests, and the cumulative drift that gradually erodes any structure that is not actively defended. I asked Claude to help me design a protection system, the specific habits and boundaries that would keep the ideal week architecture intact under normal pressure. 3 elements. A weekly preview session every Sunday evening, 15 minutes reviewing the coming week, identifying any conflicts between the default template and what was already scheduled, and making the adjustments before Monday arrives rather than on Monday morning. A same-day decision rule. Any request to fill a protected slot requires a same-day decision rather than a polite deferral. Polite deferral almost always becomes reluctant acceptance. And a weekly retrospective, every Friday evening, 5 minutes scoring the week against the 6 values from the inventory. Not a performance review. A signal. Which values were present? Which were sacrificed? What single change would improve next week's score by 1 point? The retrospective is the accountability mechanism that makes the system self-correcting rather than self-congratulating. What living it actually felt like. After 8 weeks of running the designed week with the protection system in place, the difference was not primarily in what I accomplished. It was in how the week felt while I was living it. The Friday evening feeling changed. Not from exhaustion to energy, weeks are still demanding. From the vague dissatisfaction of a week that happened to me to the quiet satisfaction of a week I had chosen. My week did not become perfect. It became mine. What is the biggest gap between your current week and the week you would actually want to be living? Drop it in the comments. I personally reply to every comment. If this gave you a clear system for designing and protecting the week you actually want, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Tech Talk Tech. We upload every single day. See you tomorrow.